Hotep, Wu, Rahubat, and greetings. And Istanjeh Ilakul, salutations to all. I was recording this as a blog today, just talk about what's going on right now, just my personal thoughts with the child, as far as I'm concerned, that was thrown around like an animal in the school system. And I forgot to say, free Dr. York, my father. Um, what people have to start understanding is that what's going on to us is an end result of war crimes. We're in a state of war, and we perceive war as a direct contact constantly because of what we've been taught and indoctrinated and programmed through the media. So we perceive everything based upon what white folks have basically got us to accept without really just seeing it for what it is. See, and we also define us as not being oppressed. We'll say, oh, we're not really oppressed. That's not, we're not victims. We're not this, we're not that. No, you really are. Oppression is defined by, an oppressed group is anyone who is being economically oppressed, disenfranchised, educationally oppressed, physically oppressed based upon inhuman acts against a group. Because simple, you can go in any major city in the United States where every group has a specific neighborhood that they live in. And blacks or black neighborhoods, or if you want to call them ghettos or hoods or whatever you want to call them, are the only neighborhoods that have cops patrolling the streets. These are race soldiers that work for the elites, work for the Zionists, and they carry out certain duties to oppress black people, period. And that is a part of oppression, that you're being pursued and you're being sought after, and that's a form of warfare. And black people don't understand that. And then there's a other group of blacks who know what's going on and choose to act oblivious to that and act ignorant because you're ignoring the facts. That is a problem, because this child did not deserve to get thrown around like that. And if you notice, not too many whites are saying anything against it, because what can you really say? What can you really say? Really? I mean, you can keep making excuses. See, and that's the thing. You have to get to a point. Blacks have to get to a point where they create a system that makes them completely independent of white folks, of crackers. You don't want to see them no more? Are you tired of them oppressing you and victimizing you and killing your people? Create a system that you don't have to see them anymore. If you're tired of certain things going on, then guess what? You do something about it by creating your own system economically, and you take your children out of the schools and you teach your children yourself. You homeschool your children, or you create a parallel or even better alternative, like our brother Dr. Umar Johnson's doing, and you create that, and you allow your people something, or provide some type of service, education. You can educate your children after school or homeschool them again, get the certificate, be the ones that are responsible for your children. This is reality. We cannot allow our enemies to continue to educate our children. Again, you are living in their house. Integration meant that you went right back in the house. Okay, slavery was over. They let you go. All right, you had to fend for yourself. Then you had the civil rights movement that decided they wanted to integrate. Our ancestor, Dr. King, and then you had the A. Philip Randolph and all of them. They wanted to integrate. What did we do? We went into the house, and we're being victimized on a warfare level because we wanted to be around white folks. We thought that being around them, or what we want equally as much as, and we already had it. A lot of black folks don't know that you had the same, if not better, prior to integration. You gave it all up because the group convinced you that what you had was not enough. And that's the problem. Once we realize our great potential as gods on the planet, nobody can tell you what and what not to do. Nobody can tell you what you can't do. So all we need to do is create something that does not allow, and then once it's created, we must defend it. You understand? We had a sovereign land in Tamaray. You know, we get another one. This time we will defend our land. And blacks, regardless of what organization you're a part of, that's just the Nawapi Nation. But regardless of what organization you're a part of, or regardless of who you are, create something that does not allow you to be dependent on your oppressor, on your enemy for anything. Because no other race is dependent like we are. We think that that's supposed to be. No, and they keep reminding you we don't want you anymore. We got what we got from you. We got your melanin. We don't need you. You know, and your children are going to continue to be victimized, regardless of where it is. They're letting you know you're not even safe in their schools. That's even a bigger thing. So what does that say to you? It's time to pull out, be amongst people of like mind, and create your own. If you're not ready to do that, your children will continue to have problems in their system. That's reality. So that's my blog, you know, and that's the thing. Before I even leave, you have to know where you stand. You understand? Again, you have to know where you stand with where you're at. If you're not willing to create your own, you will continue to be victimized. The best war strategy is to create your own and not allow your enemy in it. And if you're not ready to do that, then you will be sitting around watching what you created to keep tumbling down because you're afraid to move on. Okay? So create your own and do what you need to do. Okay? And that's me signing off. And I want to say Hotep to everybody, family. I say, you know, free Dr. York, peace to the United Nawapians worldwide, Black Power, Hotep, and Wadu.